5 powerful figures, 5 sudden deaths, 5 unanswered questions that historians still debate today. They ruled empires. They changed the course of human history. They were feared, worshipped, and obeyed by millions. And then, without warning, they were gone. But how they died? That secret belongs to the ages. Welcome to History Unveiled 1. These are the most mysterious deaths in ancient history. In June 323 BC, the greatest conqueror the world had ever seen fell ill after a banquet in Babylon. He was 32 years old. He had never lost a battle. He had just conquered territory from Greece to India, and then, over 12 agonizing days, he simply died. Ancient sources describe symptoms terrifying in their detail: high fever, severe abdominal pain, an inability to move, loss of voice, and a body that refused to decompose for 6 days after death, leading some to believe he was buried alive. Was it typhoid fever made deadly by years of campaign wounds? Or was it something more sinister, white hellebore poison slipped into his wine by political enemies who feared what he would do next? To this day, historians cannot agree. The greatest general of the ancient world died with his greatest secret intact. Every school child knows the story. Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, pressed a poisonous asp to her breast and let it bite her. It is a beautiful story. It is almost certainly completely false. German historian Christoph Schaefer spent years analyzing ancient toxicological sources and concluded that a single asp bite would cause a slow, painful, disfiguring death, not the peaceful, dignified passing described by ancient writers. His theory: Cleopatra used a cocktail of hemlock, wolfsbane, and opium, a mixture that would have caused painless death within minutes. But there is a darker possibility. Octavian, soon to become Rome's first emperor, had every reason to want Cleopatra silenced permanently. A living Egyptian queen in a Roman triumph would have been too dangerous, too beloved. Did Rome's most powerful man order her death and create the asp story as a cover? The question still burns. For decades, the world believed Tutankhamun was murdered. A hole in the back of his skull seemed to prove it. Then CT scans changed everything and raised even more questions. In 2005, a team of Egyptian scientists performed the most detailed analysis ever conducted on the boy king's mummy. They found no evidence of murder. The skull fragment had likely shifted after death. But DNA analysis in 2010 revealed something shocking. Tutankhamun suffered from multiple overlapping diseases: malaria, bone disorders, a clubfoot, and a severely fractured leg that may have become fatally infected. The real question is, why was a teenager in such catastrophic physical condition ever placed on the throne of the most powerful empire on Earth? Some historians believe Tutankhamun was placed on the throne precisely because he was weak, a puppet king controlled by his generals. When he began showing signs of independent rule, did powerful men around him decide the boy king had to go? Julius Caesar's death is history's most famous murder, and yet it is also one of its greatest mysteries. Not who killed him, that we know. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, 60 Roman senators stabbed him 23 times on the steps of the theatre of Pompey. The mystery is, why did it fail so completely? The conspirators believed that killing Caesar would restore the Roman Republic. Instead, it destroyed it forever. Caesar's death triggered 17 years of brutal civil war, ultimately giving birth to the Roman Empire, the very thing the senators had tried to prevent. But here is the detail that haunts historians. Of 23 stab wounds, only one was fatal. The second wound, penetrating the aorta. In the chaos of 60 men stabbing simultaneously in a blind frenzy, who actually delivered the killing blow? Ancient sources disagree. Forensic analysis suggests it was not Brutus. The man who actually ended the Roman Republic may never be known. Genghis Khan conquered more territory than any human being in history. At his peak, his empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, and then one day in August 1227, he was gone. Not just dead, erased. His soldiers killed every person who witnessed his funeral procession. Then they killed the killers. Thousands of people murdered to keep one secret, where the great Khan was buried. 800 years later, we still do not know. As for how he died, theories range from battle wounds sustained in his final campaign to typhoid, to plague, to the most dramatic theory of all, that he was assassinated by a Tangut princess who had been brought to his tent as a war prize. According to one ancient account, she concealed a blade and struck in the night. Genghis Khan's bodyguards found her dead the next morning. Whether this story is true, whether the most feared conqueror in human history was killed by a single captive woman, is perhaps the greatest unsolved mystery of the ancient world. The great Khan gave us no answer. He took his secret into an unmarked grave that no one has ever found. 5 empires, 5 rulers, 5 deaths that changed the course of human history. Alexander never saw his empire split apart. Cleopatra never saw Egypt fall to Rome. Tutankhamun never saw the dynasty he was born into collapse. Caesar never saw the republic he died for become an empire. Genghis Khan never saw his descendants destroy everything he built. History remembers their greatness. It remembers their conquests, their monuments, their names carved in stone. But how they died, that secret belongs to the ages. If this changed the way you see history, smash that like button. Subscribe to History Unveiled 1 for more untold stories the world forgot to tell. And drop a comment. Which ancient mystery do you want us to uncover next? The past is waiting to be discovered. History never truly disappears. Its secrets wait to be discovered. Subscribe to History Unveiled 1 and join us on the next journey through time.